We're here. Hello.
We made
Hello. There's a whole other person on the channel for the first time. Our first ever guest. Thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for coming on the show.
What an honor to be the first guest.
I'm so excited.
Truly.
This is exciting. This is exciting. Selena and I are very, very introverted despite what we do. And we don't really reach outside of our
I don't
circle.
believe that.
So no, we really are. So it feels like scary, but also awesome because we already know you because we've talked to you a few times. So
I know.
it feels like our little group's expanding and it's exciting.
I know. I love that.
You've taken the can't sleep virginity. You've popped the spiritual hymen.
Yeah.
Popping
but introduce yourself,
cherries.
please.
For those who don't know, I'm Kaylin. I host Heart Starts Pounding, another podcast of spooky tales. But that one's usually just me. I've started having more guests on recently. I just had you two lovely ladies on, and that was so fun.
So fun. So fun. Yeah, no, it was great. It was great.
The time goes so fast, too, because you're like, there's more people. Interesting.
Yeah. It really is. It really is. I saw a comment that actually made me smile. It was that we didn't interrupt each other all the time. And I was really proud of that because I'm really bad at that because I get really excited.
Well, and it's hard too when you're recording remotely just to not, I mean, but we're not because we're all in the same room right now, which is why we all have the same clothes on and the same background.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. If I reach through this way, my hand comes in that way. Funny. Editor, make it happen.
Tell.
I'm just kidding. Don't do that. But yeah, it was really fun. We appreciate you having us on. And we were yapping before we even got on, and we were talking about how all of us are just not even a little bit tech savvy, and we all have tech savvy husbands that we're all in here trying to help us get tech savvy. So
you think we would have learned at some point in the last 6 years of making content, how to work the computer, but I refuse. No. I simply refuse.
Yeah.
We are but the beautiful faces. We all have our nerds that take care of us.
Yeah, exactly. Truly. I think it's really, I don't know if it's just a dude thing. Like even my little brothers, it's like they were, even as toddlers and as they got older, they were just so much better at tech stuff. I feel like it's maybe they got something in their brain. I don't know.
It's the boxes. Either.
It's the box theory. Have you not heard of the box theory when it comes to men and women?
No.
Women's brains are like a million electrical cords. Think of a box of electrical cords. Where men's brains are just specific boxes. And I feel with tech, you need to be in a box. You can't have wires. So dudes are just I'm gonna fish. So I'm gonna take out my fishing box. Because have you ever looked at your husband and been like, what are you thinking about? And they're like,
yes. And
nothing.
Nothing.
And you're like, what?
Yeah.
That doesn't
or
exist.
Just one thing.
No, nothing.
Yes.
They're in their box. They're in whatever box it is.
Must be nice.
That makes so much sense. That's also, because what do they say? The men are waffles, women are spaghetti. Waffles have those grids and it's very organized. And that's how men brains work. And women, it's more like spaghetti. It's kind of all in there.
Same
intertwined.
thing.
Because I feel with my husband, it's one thing at a time. And he will truly, if he's doing something and I ask him a question, he's like, let me finish this and then I will be able to focus on you. But me, I'm just kind of jumping between things all day.
Yes.
Yeah.
That happened to me this morning. This morning I was ordering some dog food stuff because we're trying to get our dog on raw food, and I was on there and I was trying to ask him questions, but he was hanging up curtains in his office, and he's like, I have to do this before we do this. I'm like, we're talking. You can talk while you hang curtains.
Yes, and it comes off as so rude. When we first started dating, I was like, why are you doing this to me? But it really is just the way his brain works.
Their brain works.
Yeah.
It's just their little brains.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's how they can just fall asleep. How they can just shut their eyes and fall asleep.
It is
what a
actually
concept.
Crazy. It really is.
We were thinking about getting my husband just brought up, it's called 8Sleep or something. It's some sort of
we have that
thing. Do you like it? Because I
love it. We tell everyone to get it.
Hard.
You'll get it.
What does it do? It feels like it would be techie, and I also wouldn't get it.
No, so you're talking about the mattress topper thing? Or yes,
yeah.
Right, yeah. Because I'm like, is it called 8Sleep? It is. And it came. So my husband's super into health stuff and getting the best sleep and red light therapy, all the stuff, all the supplements, whatever. So he got it, and it's really cool because it's like a mattress topper, and then you have a little water reservoir thing that sits beside your bed. It's not really aesthetic, but whatever. You can kind of put it behind if you want. But basically, you have two different sides, so you can control it on your phone. But I just let Caleb deal with it. And basically it runs water through your bed, so it gets really cold if you need it to, or really warm. So when we get into bed, we heat it before we get into bed, so it's nice and warm and you're nice and relaxed. And it does help me sleep because I've like dealt with insomnia. And then in the morning it cools down, and at night it cools down, so you stay cold, so you have like better REM sleep. Like you could, it's really cool. And then it could wake you up too. And it has like these little gentle vibrations that happen. And it's really not that bad. Like I think it's under $1,000, and it's well worth it. Cause I mean, you use it every single night.
Yeah.
And sleep is so valuable.
It's so important. Like the one thing you spend money on is mattress, but also sleep topper and like shoes and, that kind of stuff.
No, I totally agree.
I thought you guys were going to start talking about grounding sheets. I used a grounding sheet once, and I had dude.
What is that?
That is okay.
You should also use that, but they do give me horrible nightmares.
Dude, I was going to say that it takes me to a hellscape every time. We had it for 2 nights, and I'm like,
but the Hat Man will appear.
No,
and he will
do not use it.
Yeah, because
we threw it out.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
What is this thing? Because a grounding sheet, I kind of have like a visual in my mind of what it might be, but
it's like electro something that like it helps ground your body and stuff. I literally cannot explain it.
So it's like a sheet, and it has like little metal running through it, and then there's a cord. You can either plug it into the grounding thing of your socket, or you can, what we did is run it outside and just stick the metal rod into the ground, and it's supposed to like ground your body. Like, but I'm gonna tell, I don't know. I was like, I don't know how this science is gonna work. I went to a dimension of hell. I didn't sleep. I had nightmares. I almost shit the bed. Like, don't get a grounding sheet. Everyone's like, oh my God, it's so great. The reviews are like, it's great. And then there's those few reviews where like, I met Satan that night in my
No,
dream.
it is crazy.
Do it for an experiment.
It says, just so we get this all, grounding mats for beds are conductive, non-electric pads designed to transfer Earth's electrons to your body while sleeping, aiming to reduce inflammation, improve sleep quality, and lower stress. So it seems like it causes you more stress. At first it did for me, but now I think I'm just used to it. But I have nightmares every night anyway. We talked about this on your podcast.
Chris nightmares every night.
Wait, what were you going?
Tell me yours. Tell me.
Wait, you went
No, you go. We were just cued.
Were you doing it because I was doing it, or were you doing it because you're own?
I don't know. Tell me yours.
Okay. Listen to this. Last night, okay? Well, I'm like wrapping up my cardigan. Listen to this, okay? Last night, I shit you not. So I've tried to, there was a moment in my life for like months and months, I tried to lucid dream. And I think I did at some points or whatever. Last night, it just happened. And I've never had this before. And I woke up and I was like, oh, I could talk about this on the podcast.
Yes.
It was like, have you guys watched Lord of the Rings?
Yep.
Yes.
Or The Hobbit? You know when he puts the ring on and everything's kind of like crazy? That's what it was like. But I was like, I was so aware I was in my dream and I was in my house that I'm in. This might be also, Selena, I don't know if this is astral projection or whatever, but it might have been because I like could move around my room but I was out of my bed and Caleb was in bed and I was walking around and then I was like, I'm in my dream. I can fly. So I lifted myself up and I was like,
oh my
flying through walls and throughout my house. But then I went to different bedrooms that didn't exist in my room. And they were like little kids' rooms. And they were it was insane. I was in there for like, it felt like hours. And then I woke up and I rolled over to Caleb. I was like,
I'm having the best time ever.
My God, let me tell you. I was like, I was somewhere else. Like, you don't understand. I was lucid. And he was like, what the fuck? Go back
okay, that feels like pure astral projection.
I've never experienced it before. I swear to everything.
Last night was a full moon also. And it was a pink moon. And you're Cancer. Something was in Cancer. It had something to do with Cancer last night. So
yeah, it looked
you
like
definitely would have been more awakened. It was a pink moon.
Dude, I had no, I didn't want to or didn't try to. And then actually before I went back to sleep, I was like, that was really cool. And he was like, that's really cool. He's like, and I was like, I'm going to try to get back in there. And he's like, good luck.
Good luck.
I went to bed. He's like, all right, shit, good luck.
Good luck.
I wasn't able to though. But yeah, so you guys have experienced that, right? I know Selena has.
It's cool that you said that because Adam and I do full moon rituals. So last night we did this ritual. Welcome to Crazy Town.
just outside dancing.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
we did a ritual last night where first we went to like this funny story, back it up. We went to Stratford. We went to this like rock shop, and the woman was just like very much talking to me, and Adam was like, nope, we need this. Like he knew the whole ritual because he plans the full moon rituals usually. So we were getting all these different stones, and he like lines them up on my body, and I'm like trying to connect to my spirit guides, which was so weird because I actually connected to one that was a different version of me, which was strange. But I left my body, and this is where my funny comes in. I don't know if you know who Marcus the Worm is.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
I don't
obsessed.
think they do.
Oh no, I'm gonna get a tattoo. Anyways,
I was like, you keep talking. I'm going to pull up a clip.
I
Yeah,
literally
pull 'em up, pull 'em up.
connect. I connect to my I leave my body. I'm instantly in my kitchen. I'm looking at Adam rubbing my back while I'm laying on the table. But in my astral projection, I've been so obsessed with Marcus the Worm that I just see him in the corner, and he just looks up and he goes, "You have connected the interdimension," and I just start laughing and I break right out of it. But no, I had my astral projection moment last night, which was cool. So it's weird that you had one last night too.
I was going to say, do you think that you two would have met up? Like if you kept, if Robert the Worm or Marcus the Worm, is he the one that's like, Robert?
Yes. Yes. Okay.
I do know him. Okay.
Yeah.
If he didn't absolutely ruin your astral projecting journey last night by making you laugh, do you think you would have met up with each other?
Chris, can you picture that you're just flying and I just go by you and I'm holding Marcus's
like,
hand and
I'm like, what,
Chris?
Wait, we should try to meet up.
Yes,
okay.
that's
I don't know
what
how
was
to get into it. I don't know how to get into. I did eat angel food cake before I went to bed, so maybe that's
it.
That's the
Maybe
way
that's
to do
the
it.
key.
Angel food cake, harvest moon or pink moon,
And you just like lock into that dimension.
Interesting. Okay,
I've never
cool.
astral projected. I messed around with lucid dreaming, but then lucid dreaming gets kind of scary fast.
Yeah.
And a lot of, because I was reading a lot of like online forums of people that were like learning how to how to lucid dream, and all of them started having really scary experiences where like, I remember one of the things was make sure you wear a watch because when you're awake, you're not going to know if you're dreaming anymore because dreaming's going to feel so real. So you have to be able to look at things in the real world to make sure that like, I'm awake, this is not a dream.
Yeah.
Or else you just like lose touch with reality. And that started freaking me out.
Yeah, that's fair.
Dreams
fair.
are scary, and especially like Chris having nightmares all the time. I remember one time I was 14 years old. I started a new medication. I had a dream where I lived up to like 40 years old, and I had a whole family, and it felt like a whole life. And I remember waking up and being like, no, I can't be back here. But I couldn't remember the facts because I remember my parents being like, okay, well, who was president, who was prime minister, and what? And I couldn't recall any of that, but I could vividly remember my house and my family and my dog. And I remembered like it fading away from me. And I'm like, was I in a whole different life?
Whoa.
Yeah, that's
really
weird.
spooky. I did have one of those dreams once where I woke up like 10 times. And every time I woke up, I was in bed. My husband was next to me. But one thing would be wrong. And then I'd like, and then I'd wake up again and then see my husband, but like his face looked different. And then I'd wake up again. And then the last time I woke up, this was kind of scary, I woke up and I looked at my pillow and it was covered in spiders. So I was like, oh, this must be a dream. But that time I actually was awake. And when I looked back at the pillow, the spiders were gone. But that is like a weird where people hallucinate bugs sometimes. Like I don't know what it is. But that was the weirdest thing was I was actually awake. But parts of the dream felt like they were spilling into my awake life.
Ooh.
Oh, that's
and maybe
terrible.
Maybe it still was a dream and I've just been in a dream this entire time.
Yeah, maybe.
And I still haven't
I'm so
woken up
scared
out of
of
it.
that. I look at my baby and I'm like, what if you're not real? Like, what if you're not?
No, that's one of those
Dude.
scary postpartum thoughts that we get.
I bet.
Like when babies are infants, you just get the scariest thoughts too. And
Yeah, I bet. Because even I don't have a kid, but I'm sure you guys have, if you didn't know, and if I'm sure you guys have experienced this too, maybe before you've had babies, but I've had so many dreams where I have a kid and I go through the motions. I give birth. They're at my house and I am loving life and it's great. And, and then you wake up and then I'm like, where's my baby?
Where's my baby?
And I get really sad. And I'm like, oh, did you guys ever had that? Like before you had kids?
Oh, I used to have those dreams all the time going through all the fertility stuff because all the hormones they had you on make you dream crazy. So here I am going through fertility stuff, having dreams with my babies and then waking up and being like, oh, that's dark.
What a kick in the gut.
I know.
Do you feel like any of those dream children you had were versions of the actual baby you have, though?
Yeah.
I look at Remy and he's familiar to me.
Yeah.
So I feel like I've seen him before somewhere.
Selena was saying in the last episode we recorded how, or maybe we were just talking. I literally can't remember. We talk on Snapchat a lot too. But how he might be a little gifted because somebody came up to you. I think that was on Snapchat. Yeah, it was on Snapchat.
Probably was.
It wasn't actually. So this is good. This is new.
He's just he's doing stuff. And the other, like, we talked about the door opening in front of him, but like I'll be like talking to him. He literally looks by me, like pulls off to the side, and he's like, "Da-da, mama, da-da-da," and he's like reaching for someone who's literally not there, and like fully, and it's
Whoa.
not a lamp, it's a wall, like it's a white wall, and he's like,
Fully
But-
engaging with some
yeah.
sort of
well, what
shadow
freaks
realm.
me out is I see shit, but we're seeing different shit. Because he's not seeing or feeling the things I'm feeling. He's seeing and feeling his own things. When he does that, I turn around. I feel like nothing that I feel. I feel nothing there at all.
Maybe it's something that only connects to children. They say that about like child
Animals
ghosts,
and
too,
dogs.
that they're and animals too, that they really seek out children.
Why
They're
is it
not
on the
really-
ceiling? Why is it on the ceiling though?
Just a little toddler, like a Victorian child, upside down on the ceiling,
Floating?
talking to
I
your
don't
son.
like, no. Why can't he look at the ground and be like, oh, and I can be like, oh, it's probably just a golden retriever.
Yeah.
You know, it's probably a cat. No, it's some giant.
It's the insidious demon.
Oh my God.
yeah.
That's the thing. This kid, he laughs when people injure themselves. If something
Oh,
spooky
no.
pops up on my
Oh.
phone, he thinks it's funny. Like, funny stuff he doesn't find funny, but if it's up, he's like,
Yes,
what
you know
is
it's
it?
Bad. Whatever's in there is really bad.
Yeah.
Like, if I make a scary face at him, funny. If I'm like smiling, he doesn't give a shit. So,
Oh.
what is
He's a dark and twisted little baby. That's all.
Oh, that's
He's
cute.
dark and twisty. That's okay.
How old is
Yeah,
yours
little-
again?
Oh man, he's like 2.5 months, almost 3 months.
You're not there yet. It's gonna get so weird in about 5 months. They're gonna start
No.
looking at things.
He definitely is at the phase though where he looks around and starts kind of engaging with things that I can't
Yeah.
see, and it's very strange. He can't reach yet, so that's good.
Mhm.
You're kind of at the point where you're like, do something.
Yes, he just started smiling, and that's like saving my mental health because
Yeah.
before they're just like
Yeah.
all the
You're just
time
trying
they
to
don't
keep 'em
react
alive.
to anything. I'm like, are you having fun? Like, what would you need?
You
anything?
need validation.
Yes. Do you like me? And
Do you-
then
yeah,
now
right.
he actually smiles, which really helps a lot.
That's so sweet. I love
It's
when
really
babies
sweet.
start smiling and laughing and stuff. Oh,
Yes.
Once he start doing stuff, we got a push car for him. We put in a little car and we push him around to the chickens. Loves it. I'm like, this is what I'm alive for.
peak.
Do you have chickens? My sister-in-law just texted me today. She's like, she has a bunch of chicks at her place, and she's like, I'll
Ooh,
save one
yeah.
for Will. And I was like, oh, that'd be cute. Actually, if he was raised alongside a little chicken.
A
Oh,
single
yeah.
chicken.
Just
Yeah.
a single chick.
Yep.
Yeah. He had a little chicken friend.
It would
That's
be.
adorable.
It would be good. Yeah, it'd be good to get two, I think, because they have little partners. They have
Yeah.
buddies, chickens. But
Yeah.
chickens are great. Chickens are great. I've had chickens lots. We're actually getting more chickens now because we just moved. So we're like, just gave our chickens, and then we're gonna get more chickens.
Oh my gosh.
Chickens are great.
We both
both
had
have cows
chickens
and
named after
chickens.
each other, and they
Mhm.
both died.
Yeah.
See, actually, speaking of like kind of messed up postpartum thoughts, I did have that thought. I'm like, what if I do get a chicken for Will and then that chicken dies? And then how am I gonna think about this situation if that
You're gonna have
happens?
to eat it.
You have to eat it.
Circle of life moment.
It's circle of life. I mean, my husband was raised on a ranch. He's very like,
Okay.
yep, you get cows and you eat them.
Mhm.
And I'm like, what is
Never.
Oh,
Dude. Yeah. I have 12 lawn ornament cows. And my husband was like proper ranching rodeo, like so he's just like, can we eat one of them? I'm like, nah.
Adam asked me that
So-
question too. He's like, which one would you eat? And I'm like, no.
Yeah,
I am emotionally bonded to all of them. So
it's a
none.
problem. It's a problem. We do have cows that we like raise for meat too, but they're at his mom's house, so I don't have to bond. with
Yeah.
them. So I'm like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Can't do that. But we're big animal people. I have 12 cows, 7 dogs.
We both
Oh my
started in little
gosh.
cities and ended up on farms.
That's so funny. That's our goal. Like one day, because my husband wants to, there's something about ranch people.
Oh,
they like want to
it's just
return to
great.
the ranch. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, my
Yes.
husband is like, he grew up with like 150 horses on his property.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like,
Nice.
that's going to be us one day. Just
Oh,
horses
yeah.
everywhere.
Horses are incredible. That was like
They
my
scare
husband,
me.
his mom did all that stuff. She trained horses and people to ride horses and stuff. But they're like so much work that I'm like, I need
So
to wait
much
till I have
work.
time to put into it because I wouldn't want to get a horse and not be able to take care of it.
His family's like, the money's in cows. And I'm like, oh, yeah, the money's in
Oh,
cows.
yeah.
They're like, there's
Yeah.
no money in horses. So that's
They're money
also-
pits.
Yes, yeah. And you just can't sell them for as much. And they also don't produce, I mean, cows, there's like milk, there's meat, there's things that they can, you can have a little business out of one cow. But
Totally.
horses, not so much.
No. Yeah.
They're
From what
also
I've
kinda
seen,
scary.
they're just
You have to
giant
work
muscle machines.
so hard for their affection. They don't just trust people. You have to really prove yourself to them.
I don't
Yeah.
have time for
They're
that.
not like dogs. I like dogs.
Cows are dogs, horses are cats.
Yes. Literally.
Yeah.
Yep. No, yeah, actually. I have cows. One of them's a little brain damaged. He thinks he is a dog. And it's really funny.
He's funny.
He is funny. He's
I
our
love
biggest
that.
cow. Yeah. He got I've told the story a bunch of times, but when he was being born, his mom he came out head first and his mom was like running around trying to get him out because he got stuck and she was waving her butt back and forth and she hit his head on trees. So he came out a little different.
Oh, poor guy. I mean,
Cranial swelling.
one time our vet, we thought that our dog was going to have brain damage from like a hitting his head. And our vet was like, he's not going to do calculus. Like, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a dog.
He doesn't need the brain for a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
so
That's Eddie. My Eddie did that. He ran right into a retaining wall and he went unconscious. And he's never been quite normal, has he, Chris?
No. Yeah, he's funny. He's like a person.
He's a weird dog.
He's
he
a
loves
weird
Chris.
dog.
It's Chris's favorite of mine.
Yeah.
How many dogs do you have?
I have 3. Chris, how many dogs do you have?
I recently got 2 more, so I have 7. And they're horse dogs. They are Turkish Boz. And they are about that tall.
Oh my gosh. Are they
but,
out like ranch dogs? They're just
They're
outside
guardian
all day.
They're guardian dogs. They're amazing. The sweetest breed I've ever met in my life. Like they look like they could take down a lion, but like they're bred to take down like timber wolves or like Turkish wolves. But
Well,
yeah,
there's
they're
so much in Texas. There's like the
amazing.
hogs and the coyotes. Like there's a lot of
and we have a lot of
animals you have to
animals.
protect yourself against out there.
Yeah, so it's really cool to just watch them. Like they're not dogs. I mean, they're very sweet, but like we don't expect to ever make them sit or like do stuff.
Yeah.
We're just
We're
like
not going to learn their names.
they work on the property. They're like bears on the property that we just watch. I feel like I'm in a zoo. I'm just like, well, there they are. And they'll come up to us and be like, this close to my face. I'm like, hey. But no, they're really sweet. Like I've never met a dog that has like no aggressive bone in their body. They're a really cool breed. So
Nice.
very exciting.
Giant
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
dog.
that. I've
Yeah, they're
never
really
heard of
cool.
those.
Yeah. They're like, you know, Kangles? Kangle dogs.
Maybe.
They look just like that, except they're a little bit bigger. The boys can get like 200 plus pounds.
Oh, yeah. They're kind of like shepherds, sort of.
Yeah. Yeah. They're like in the Turkish Shepherd.
Yeah.
But yeah, Turkish
husband
BOZ.
had Barbles on the ranch.
Barbles. Uh-huh. Yep.
Yeah, that was their.
Yeah, they're bigger
and
than
same thing.
Barbles.
They were just
But,
like
yeah, they're
outside all day,
Intimidating,
guarding
though.
the barns and stuff, like intimidating anything that came up to them.
Yeah. They're really
Very different
cool.
than having a house dog. Like, it's funny to
Oh.
watch my husband interact with our poodle now because he's like, we'll just leave him outside all day. I'm like, he's not built for that.
No.
Yeah.
He can't.
Exactly.
His anxiety.
Yeah.
He could never.
Yeah, exactly. That's our other 5 dogs. They're like princesses. And then there's the guardians. We just call them the beasts. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go hang out with the beasts outside. But yeah, a lot of animals. We're big animal people, though. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Connecticut in
Okay.
a suburb, little
Yep.
suburb.
Classic. Nice.
Not a lot.
I grew up
We
in
had
suburbs,
cats.
too.
My
Yeah.
parents, I was
Hauntings in
just
Connecticut.
so many hauntings in Connecticut.
Yeah.
So my town's the first town in Connecticut, 1633.
Ooh.
And before there was the Salem witch trials, there was the Connecticut witch trials, which largely forgotten by history.
Right.
First, like accused and hanged witch ever in America was from right down the street from me. It was what was it, like
Whoa.
1660s. It was about 30 years before the Salem witch trials. This woman, Alice Young, they don't know a lot about her. It was kind of a fluke that they even found out that this happened because, they never like kept records about the women. But all of the kids in her neighborhood got sick and died one year from some sort of flu. But her child stayed alive. And they just assumed it was because she was a witch. She must have done something to bewitch all the kids. She was like 31 years old. And they just hanged her. And that kind of kicked off the rest of the Connecticut witch trials. Very, very spooky.
Interesting. We'll have to look into that.
Sounds like a good movie.
Yeah. The first witch. Like you can see the poster.
Yeah.
Totally. Interesting. Well,
But yeah, a lot
cool.
of spooky stuff in general in Connecticut, which is nice. I feel like that definitely informed my love of spooky things.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I love that. You're born in the spooky realm. You stay in the
Born
spooky realm. I also
Yes.
love that movie, A Haunting in Connecticut. That's one of my favorites.
It's a
Really
good one.
underrated horror movie with Kate Hudson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kate Hudson.
There's
Yeah, that's right.
Amityville Horror, also Connecticut,
Yes.
which,
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
The
Yeah, with
Conjuring.
the
I mean, the
guy
Warrens
that-
lived in Connecticut famously.
Yep.
Sounds
Yeah, you got all sorts
spooky.
of things. Amityville is the one where he killed his whole family with an axe, right?
Yep. Robert.
Yeah.
Robert.
Robert. It was Marcus the Worm. It was a
Yeah.
tragedy.
It
Robert.
really just was.
Kill your family.
I want to get a tattoo of Marcus the Worm underneath my boob just with a hand holding it up. Watch me
Yes.
do it.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I think you
Get
should.
ready. They
Mhm.
probably should.
I think it's
Mhm.
beautiful.
I should probably go out today and do that on impulse.
I think
Really?
you should.
Is it going to be like a sketch, like a fine line, or is it going to
Fine
be like
line. Fine line.
Okay.
And just, about that
a
big.
tribal style, thick
The whole
American
abdomen.
yeah, American traditional?
Oh my
That'd be
gosh.
awesome.
Going to jail, guys. I love it. What do you guys think we do some spooky, weird stories?
Let's
Yeah,
do it.
for sure.
love it.
I never read what we're gonna do, so I have no idea what any of these are.
I
Y'all go ahead.
pre-prepped for this, so I don't remember.
Okay. Did you read any of them at all, Kaylin?
No. I
Okay.
just got them this morning and I pulled mine up
Cool.
and I already love both of them just
Okay,
based
cool.
on the title. So
Sweet. Yeah, I don't
I'm
know
so
nothing.
excited.
I just fully trusted Selena. Just wasn't because I was lazy. Didn't want to read anything. I also just
You
like to
were
react in
moving.
real time.
You were
Yeah.
moving also.
No, I don't have that excuse anymore. It's been 3 weeks.
You need at least 6 months.
I'm
You can use
still
that.
moving.
Moving tapes in an entire year, especially for you because you I was thinking about this, like you have so many studios too. Like
Yeah.
there's so many little things that have to be put back in order and then you have to start filming. Like it's a nightmare.
It's a
And
slow
so-
process, yeah. And then we just added 2 mega dogs on top of that and a chameleon on the moving day. So we have like 3 new pets in the past
all
3
at
weeks.
once. Oh my gosh.
Dude, they eat like 150 pounds of food a month. It's crazy.
You gotta start making more videos, baby. You feeding
Yeah,
an
I know.
army now.
Yeah.
I think about that with my dog all the time. I'm like, I have to work so much harder because he only likes the fancy food.
Yep.
Every day, I swear, he's hungrier. And
Yep.
he wants the raw stuff too. I'm like, oh
Uh-huh.
my God.
Yeah, because I want them to live forever. But shit,
Of
man,
cour-
it costs
yes,
more.
of course.
Oh, man.
Mhm.
All right. Which I need some water. All right. First up, r/glitch in the Matrix. I think we read one of these before. Or like in the glitch of the Matrix. I've never gone on the subreddit before, though.
We had one on my show. It was the
That's
water
right.
slide boy
That's right.
that
Mm,
disappeared
yes.
going
Wonder if I
down the
heard that.
slide. Ooh, I love these stories. I'm
Okay,
excited for
yes.
this one.
Okay, I'm excited. Okay, the title is A Friend and I Need My Glasses. I got to
steps
the,
to
I was
this.
like, I can see the
Yes.
title, but the rest of the words,
And that's it.
going in grandma mode. All right. A friend and I saw something unexplainable. I'm new to this sub, but I'd be lying if I said I haven't been reading the top submissions for the last 2 to 3 hours. I find everyone's stories fascinating, and I would like to share one of my own. I'm not sure if it would be considered a glitch in the Matrix necessarily, but definitely something that can't be explained and unnatural. The story is a little long and may seem a little slow at first, but I can really set the mood or scene without describing everything from that night. This happened when I was 11 or 12. I'm 26 now, but the detail of this event has never faded in my memory. All right. I'll start by providing the setting. My friend and I lived in a neighborhood with a large pond nearby. If you hopped the fence in my backyard, you would land 20 feet from the path that circled the pond. Behind the pond was a small forest where we would go on adventures and whatnot. It provided an ecosystem of tree frogs, turtles, lizards, etc., and as kids, we had fun going there and fishing or trying to see if we could catch the tree frogs or turtles. This wildlife was primarily around the pond, but it also extended into many of the properties within a half mile of it. This is where the story begins. That sounds awesome as a kid. I used to live in a house that backed up onto a ravine that was just like this, and it was just awesome.
Yeah, I live
So
near
awesome.
a conservation area, and we used to take our bikes down there and be down there for hours.
Yeah, just playing pretend and stuff.
I just grew up
Love it.
near tobacco fields. My whole town was like big
You were
sprawling
nicked
tobacco
out.
fields. I was just smoking cigs all
Yeah.
day as a kid.
Hell yeah. That sounds way better.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome. All right, well, one night, I was staying over at my friend's house. I'll call him Jake. We were getting bored and watching TV and playing video games, so we decided to see if we could catch some tree frogs at night. We always put them back and didn't harm them, to be clear. Across the street from Jake's house and 3 houses down from mine, there was a nice corner lot with a lot of trees in the backyard. Lucky for us, the family was out of town, so it was a perfect spot to test our skills. We headed out around midnight and started looking for some frogs. Oh no. Oh no. Crap. I was like, ah. I think Selena made the meeting, and I think it was only 40 minutes long. I saw that at the top, and I should have noted that.
Oh, I
But-
didn't even see that. Yeah, Zoom does that.
It does that, yeah. And I usually make the Zoom meetings, and I usually make them like over an hour. But I think she didn't, and I don't know if she's coming back.
There we go. What the was that?
Well, I think you don't have or it said it was a free meeting thing, so maybe
I know. I was signed in, but I don't know if I was signed to the correct one.
it's fine. Are you
Apologies.
still recording too?
I'm still recording.
Okay, she's
We're
still
back.
recording. I'm still recording, so we'll
Okay,
just
beautiful.
continue.
Continue.
Okay.
Sorry.
Back, just regular stuff on this channel. It's fine. Let me just pull up the thing that we were reading. Where the hell did it
Spooky
go?
that it happened during.
Yeah.
a
Well, a
spooky
glitch.
story.
Glitch in the matrix.
Glitch on the
What the
computer, glitch in
hell?
the matrix.
Yup. Yup.
Right. All right. Where was I? Watching TV. Blah, 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 blah. Headed out around midnight. Oh, I'll just start there again. We headed out around midnight and started looking for some frogs. I remember getting a very eerie feeling once we were there. It didn't feel like something was watching us, but I don't know. It just felt off. The frogs were extremely loud. It was like a tree frog symphony back there, but we couldn't spot any of them with our flashlights, which was odd. Then they started changing their tone. Oh. Okay. And this is where it started getting weird. I kid you not, they began saying, "Help me, help me, help me," in this deep, froggy tone.
Help.
I just picture Marcus
Yeah.
help me,
Help me.
help me. At first, they were firing off this phrase randomly, but then it became synchronized, making it very loud. I asked Jake if I was going crazy or was he hearing them saying something too. He said, "Help me?" "Yeah," I said. We looked at each other in the eyes for a second, and without saying a word, we ran out of the backyard. Back to the street. We are standing under the streetlight right where the street makes a T, where Jake's street ran north-south and my street ran east-west, connecting to his street on the east end. Once we catch our breath, we look up and there is a congregation of dragonflies, probably 10 to 20. Each one is connected to the next, and they are traveling up towards the light in a spiraling motion. I'm not an expert when it comes to dragonflies, but I hadn't seen that before then and haven't seen it since. I think that's how they mate, when they connect to each other.
He's just in an orgy. He's in
Yeah.
a dragonfly orgy.
What is this?
Why is it raining? Just in this.
The Matrix is glitching.
It's just a dragonfly orgy above him. To be fair, I haven't seen like that many connected, so I'll give him that. Sure.
Sure,
All
yeah.
right. Sure.
Fair.
Sure. At this point, I'm starting to get really uneasy, which seems dramatic, but there was just something about that night in general. That eerie feeling was getting stronger and stronger throughout, and it just felt like something wasn't right. Something was off. We're still under the streetlight looking at these dragonflies and talking about this odd energy in the air when the most unexplainable thing I've ever seen happens right in front of us. I remember having this insane rush of adrenaline come over me. I knew something was wrong, but I didn't know what. So I turned around, almost certain I would see something. Looking up my street, which is on a hill, we were at the base or the bottom of the hill, I saw it and froze. We both did. Right there in the middle of the street was a girl sitting down, Indian style, combing the hair of a doll. Okay. She was
Ooh.
dressed in a white nightgown and had dark black hair. It's just Selena again.
See, anytime anything's described with a long back hair,
just-
Selena's like, it's Selena.
It's fucking Selena.
Selena.
Okay. Although comparable, not nearly as creepy as the girl in the ring. Jake and I didn't move, we didn't speak, we just stared in disbelief. We had just recently been looking that direction when we left the house with the frogs, and there was no one there before. How did she get there, and why was she there? After what seemed like an hour, realistically probably 15 to 30 seconds, a car turned onto the street and began heading down the hill towards us and the girl. I remember the headlights getting brighter and brighter as it approached her. You would think maybe I would try to save her real quick, but I couldn't move. I was legitimately frozen, and my mind just couldn't process what I was seeing. Eventually, she became lost in the car's headlights. My adrenaline was going into overdrive now as the car was milliseconds from impact and not slowing down. Part of me was thinking this girl is about to die in front of my eyes, a brutal death, but the other part of me was thinking she wouldn't be harmed and something just wasn't right. Maybe I was hallucinating. I thought. At this moment, I wasn't sure if Jake was seeing this too. Then the car just passed right through without a sound of collision, stopped at the stop sign 15 feet from us, and made a right turn. We had taken our eyes off of where the girl was and were looking at the car briefly as it turned. We looked back to where the girl had been, and she was gone. Instead, there was a dog on the sidewalk exactly the same distance up the street as the girl was. It looked at us, then turns around and trotted up the hill the other direction. After 5 seconds or so, we snapped out of our frozen trance. We looked at each other with our eyes practically popping out of our eye sockets, and we both screamed random obscenities as we bolted back to Jake's house. What the fuck? Shit balls. I remember 11 and 12-year-olds just mustering up any curse word.
Screaming and running.
Yeah. We stayed up most of the night talking about it, and yes, we saw the exact same things. To this day, I don't tell anyone about this night unless I'm with my buddy to back me up. I've noticed many of you seem to come up with good theories on many of the experiences people have, so if anyone has any ideas or has been through anything similar, I would love to hear it. There's one more thing I should add. Apparently, there was some old Indian trail that ran almost parallel to my street way back when. There have been a few paranormal events over the years at a house that was right there facing the street where we saw the girl. I can go into more detail on that too if anyone's interested. Huh. Interesting.
Spooky.
When you're a
Spooky,
kid, things are
spooky.
so different. Do either of you guys have like childhood insane story like that?
No, this is so different. This is like actually not even related. But I do have this vision of, I remember being in my parents' room when I was 4 years old, and through the curtains on their bedroom, it was like nighttime, but like the light was shining on the curtain so you could kind of see shadows on the other side. Like I watched as Peter Pan, a pointy hat, he had a feather coming out, like swung across the curtains from the outside. And in my mind, like to this day, I still can see that image, and I'm like,
It was real.
Peter Pan. It felt so real, and obviously there's no way like Peter Pan is a fictional character, but it felt so real at the time, and that's probably the most visceral one that stands out to me.
Interesting.
That's so cool. This reminded me of one. I remember the first time I found a Ouija board with my friend, and it was me, Tessa, and Adrian. And we said, okay. And we were talking to something. We're like, make sure we see lots of cats today if this is real. And I will never forget, like, going outside, and on the front porch there's 4 cats. And we go to my backyard, and on this other lady's things, there's 4 cats. There were cats everywhere. And to this day, every time I run into them, which is like once every 10, 15 years, I'm like, do you remember? And they're like, the cats? And like, that's the one thing where I'm like, there definitely probably wasn't 4 cats on every porch. But in my head, like, I remember it like the clearest memory ever.
Interesting.
Weird.
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, these kids probably did see the firefly orgy.
100%.
Or the dragonfly orgy. That feels like it probably was just happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
frogs.
crazy if the frogs, that is very spooky, actually. If you can hear the frogs like giving you a message.
Frogs sound crazy, though. We have a ton of frogs on our property because we have a pond right beside
I
our
live in a
house.
swamp, bro. I know your sound.
Right?
The spring peepers are out.
We have bullfrogs, though, and even one is just like so loud and haunting. So I could maybe make that, you take that away from it. But the girl, it's just like, how do you, I don't know. How do you argue that? Like a girl with a doll? I don't know.
Sitting there?
We have peepers too in Connecticut. The peepers are really not intimidating at all, though. They're these little and they're about
screaming.
that big. Yeah. But they do scream.
But it's kind of like a high-pitched little
But there's thousands of them. It's a chorus of nightmare.
Yeah, that
I
is
love
true.
frogs.
That is true. I can't imagine if the peepers were like, save us.
Yeah.
Help me. Help me. Help me.
Help me.
You could hear if it was pitched. I was like, help me. Help me. Like if you're an impressionable child, you might be able to make it out of there.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Either way, creepy. Also, 11 and 12-year-olds sneaking out at midnight.
Sounds like a Chris thing to do.
That's maybe the creepiest part of all of this.
It's pretty young. That's pretty young to be sneaking out. I feel like maybe like
that's
13,
like 5th grade.
14. Yeah, I feel like I was in at least middle school before I started sneaking out and stuff.
Yeah. You were sneaking out in middle school?
Tell them what you do, Chris. Tell her what you do.
No.
Tell them what you
need
do.
to tell her.
I've told this so many times. I'll tell it again.
Give me the Cliff Notes.
So I used to sneak out, often on my own. But I didn't have a lot of friends. And I thought it'd be nice and funny also to see if people's doors were unlocked, their cars, not their houses. And often they were. So I'd go in their car and then I just look around a little bit. I would never take anything because stealing is wrong. But I would take stuff from my house and leave it in their cars. Like a gum pack.
Chris, that is so much weirder than stealing things out of the cars.
I would psychologically manipulate people. I would leave gum packs. I would leave one time I left like a little Barbie or something sitting in the driver's seat. And but I would always lock their doors for them and close their doors so their door was locked. Or sometimes I'd leave notes being like, your door was open, I locked it, didn't take anything, and it was like a little Barbie.
I'm positive that there's got to be at least one story on Glitch in the Matrix that's like something weird is happening. Like I leave my doors unlocked at night and there's like I come back and the doors are locked and there's just a Barbie sitting in my driver's side.
A half a XL gum pack. What the fuck? I was like, everyone likes gum. No, literally, it was a phase and it was like years long. Like it was
how many years are we talking?
3, 4.
Wow.
3, 4. I would just go out like weekly and just kind of do my due diligence and just walk around and do that. So many car alarms went off too, and I kind of like the adrenaline rush. I was a little adrenaline junkie.
Did you ever get caught? Did anyone ever figure out it was you?
No.
Do you think all the neighbors were like telling each other too, like, "Hey, is this happening to you? This is kind of weird."
I was pretty good about it. I'd do one car per like 10. So those the 10 houses down, you don't really talk to those people. I thought about it.
When I must have been like 14 years old. The only thing that ever even comes close to this is when I was 14 years old, me and 2 other friends, our one friend Colleen was away on vacation with her family. And we were like, wouldn't it be funny if we go to Colleen's house and we just clean her room while she's gone because her room was horrible. It was a pigsty.
Okay.
And they also left the house unlocked. Or it must have been locked and we just found the key because they were on vacation. So we go in,
Right. Different
we clean
time.
the room, we leave. Her family comes back and is like, this is so weird that someone was in our house while we were gone. It gets back to my parents that this had happened. And my dad is like, this must have been Kaylin. And he sat me down and he was like, I'm going to call the cops and you're going to get arrested.
Oh,
Like he was angry at you?
He was so mad at me because he thought it was so weird that I would go into someone's house while they were gone on vacation and he just couldn't connect the dots that it was like a funny teen girl thing to do. Just go clean your friend's room while she's gone. And he, threatened to call the police on me and have me arrested. And I was so scared. I don't think I ever misbehaved after that.
Our parents are so different.
Mine are,
I could not get anything past my parents.
Mine are like yours, but I was just so conniving.
Mine would just be like, why don't you just clean here? Oh my God.
That's really funny. There was one time though where there was my friend and I she like invited this boy over while we were at my house, which I have very strict parents. And he came down into our backyard and through the basement door because my room is in the basement, or through the window. It was like a big window. And as his foot was going through the window, my dad came downstairs, my stepdad, and he saw that. And we were in the other room and he was like, what? And he goes towards the window. And then the kid, who ironically is my sister's husband's brother now, sprinting down the street, and I'm watching my dad, and we're screaming because immediately I was like, we need to act like that was an intruder. So we're screaming, we're like, oh my God, like Oscar winning. We're like, who is that? Who is that? Because we're like 15, 16. And my dad, luckily, this kid was fast as fuck and he got away. And my dad came back. He's like, are you guys okay? And we're like, we have no idea who that was. Who was that? Now he knows. Sorry. And it was crazy. But after that, I had no one ever like sneak over. I had a really bad impression, like friend that, shout out. She knows who she is. Her wedding's this year. See you there.
Oh my God, that's so funny. No, my parents were the exact same. Like so strict. And maybe like you, Chris, too. Like the older I got, the more I would try to kind of see if I could test the boundaries and not get caught. And hey, I'm sleeping over at Jamie's house. And then I would sleep over at a different friend's house and be like, are they going to figure that out? It was like, that was my little freedom that I had. Yes.
You get like one missed call from your mom and you're like,
yes. They're calling the police. Like every time I was like, he's called 911.
Yeah.
I'm going to jail.
Yep. Yeah, my parents called the police when I ran away when I was 12. Bastards. But then I got mugged and I thought that was punishment enough.
Wow, you were running away?
Yeah, I took my dad's bike and the hobo kicked me off the bike and took my
Oh my God.
I've told you that,
definitely
Selena.
Punishment enough.
I did not know that story, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I thought I was going to die. I was like, well, this is it. And he just took my bike and my purse, which had granola bars in it.
Oh,
because I thought that was all the sustenance I needed.
Oh
anyway,
my God.
We've really trailed off.
Wow.
It's fine though. It's fine though. No, this is funny. Yeah, no, it's fine. You guys ever run away? No?
No.
Okay. I've run away enough for all of us.
Okay, good.
I definitely wanted to at times.
Yeah.
I definitely threatened it. I was just telling my sister and I were just like talking about I went on Yaz birth control when I was in high school.
Ooh,
I don't know if
classic,
you remember Yaz.
I was on Yaz.
I was on it too until it got discontinued.
And then it got discontinued. I remember getting the panicked phone call from my OBGYN being like, you gotta throw it away. You can't be on this anymore.
And clots. Yep.
Only years later did I realize just the emotional turmoil that the Yaz was putting me through. But there was like a 1-year period when I was in high school where I was just so dramatic and emotional, and maybe it was regular hormones, but I think it was the Yaz. But I do remember being in the car with my mom and we were fighting about something and Leo's in the back seat watching all of this happen. And I don't know what was said, but I turned to my mom and I go, I guess I'll just kill myself then.
Oh, yeah,
and my
classic.
mom slamming on the brakes and being like, don't you ever say that. And like we almost get in a car crash and stuff. And Leo's like laughing hysterically. But
Oh, my gosh.
it was a lot of threats like that. Like, I was always threatening my parents.
Just empty threats.
Just empty threats. And then they were threatening.
Uh-huh.
We're going to send you away. We're going to call the cops. Like all this stuff. So, and nothing ever happened. Then we would have dinner that night and be like, yeah, so what's going on? Like,
I feel
nothing
like we
happened.
had very
This is a
similar
funny thing with-
childhoods. Because I relate to that hard. What's up, Selena?
It's just crazy how we all would threaten our parents and go have dinner normal later. Like, I would be like, I'm going to leave. I'm going to call Children's Aid. And they go, do it.
Yeah.
They're not going to take us away. They're going to take you away.
That's what my parents would say, too. Yeah, I'm going to call Child Protective Services. We're like, go ahead.
Do it. They'll
We're
take
going to
you.
pass.
It'll be a nice vacation.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, get another mom and dad. How about that?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. I had another mom and dad, and they sucked even more. So I can
Oh, no.
alcoholic and a fucking deadbeat. Shout out.
can't
Hey, how's it going?
yeah. And
They
they
don't
watch
watch
this
They might.
podcast.
I don't care. Really funny. See,
That was
yeah,
good.
this is just as entertaining. All right, well, what's the other story? Who's up
All right, we
next?
have one here for Kaylin. Yes.
Perfect.
Okay, great. So this one is from The Truth Is Here poster, Just a Nerd's Throw from 6 years
Okay.
ago. And it reads, something was on my back porch last night. It was not human.
Ooh, yes, love it.
Skinwalker. Something really creepy is happening at my house. So I've been debating on if I should post about this, but I'm starting to get really freaked out, and I figured it couldn't hurt asking for help. Now, I will warn you, English is not my first language. I'm French Canadian, but I moved to the US about 3 years ago, so if the spelling and grammar is off, I'm sorry. So I live in a pretty rural area in Michigan, close to the lake, and I'm currently living alone, and both my parents are in Canada. Selena, entering
Shout
every
out.
story. They're right next to you.
Yeah.
Taking care of my great uncle who is in his late 80s, and they've been gone for a month or so and probably won't be back until late December. I'm 19 and more than old enough to be alone. But some really odd things have been happening in the last 2 weeks. It started back in September when my 15-year-old cat named Ginger Snap went missing. At first, I figured that she passed away because she was very old and she had a few health problems already. And a few days later, I found her body completely torn to shreds on my back porch. I mean, she was severely mutilated to the point where I was sobbing hysterically and even threw up. I came to the conclusion that it must have been a bird of prey because there's big owls and hawks where I live. Well, a few days passed, and on October 4th, something odd also happened. I was watching TV around 11 p.m., and I kept hearing a really fast knocking sound. It would come in sets of 5, and then it would stop for a second and then restart. I ended up going outside to investigate, and I couldn't see anyone, but there was a really horrible smell. Then what happened last night? So I had woken up at like 3 a.m, which happens sometimes if I had a really messed up dream. So I walked down the hall to get a drink, probably watch some more TV. I was going to the fridge, which is right next to the back porch, and I heard someone walking around. I was staying completely still, and I looked over to the door, and I saw a huge shadow. It was kind of crouched on his hands. I don't really think it saw me, but it looked human. It didn't move for like 3 whole minutes before the shadow moved in the blink of an eye, and it was just gone. I ran back to my room, and I called the cops. When they got there, they couldn't find anything, but they told me it couldn't have been a person since our back porch is suspended about 15 feet in the air, and there was no ladder anywhere around. I'm super freaked out, especially because I'm completely alone up here. I don't know much about the supernatural outside of maybe werewolves and vampires, so any tips would be deeply appreciated.
I don't like that.
Yeah, especially
The
with
animal mutilation.
Yeah.
Chris, you have cows. Have you heard about like the cow mutilation
Uh-huh.
stories?
Yeah. Yeah. Like them just being dissected like aliens or something.
Yes.
Like all their organs being gone and stuff. It's like, what?
I don't
Just
like that.
or like their faces will be cut up really weird in a way where it's like
Like
definitely
it's
wasn't
surgical.
Yes, very
Yes.
surgical.
Like not an animal ripping it apart.
I don't like
Yeah.
thinking that shit like that exists, but it does, and that's what's scary.
It's
Yeah.
weird. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I love all the cryptid stuff. So I'm like skinwalker or alien or something like that.
We just talked about crawlers. We just did an episode on crawlers, which actually is kind of what this sounds like in the sense that they're like humanoid, but they just not enough. Like their arms are too long.
Yeah,
and they're
don't look right.
Bald. They just don't look right.
Where
Similar
they
to the Skinwalker
originate from?
They're seen in like the caves of Appalachia. They're also in the Pacific Northwest. There's videos of them up in Canada too.
Yeah.
You might see them up there, but they just seem to kind of be all over.
Yeah.
I want to explain something to you. Tell me if this could be a creeper. Something that I saw 2 years ago after I moved here, and it sits to me till this absolute day because I looked up and could never find an animal of this size. So I live like dirt road, middle of nowhere, like no neighbors type of vibe. And I turn onto my road and I see at the side of the road, it looks like a giant frog / turtle thing, but it's huge. It's like this, like it's massive. Like it's like a 2 feet, 3 feet wide. And it just goes down into the water reservoir on the side of things. It goes, and I've looked it up. There's no frogs here that size. There's no turtles that would have been.
How big?
There are no. It was like a blob. It had huge black, like the eyes on it were like this big, and they were like slanted, like boom, boom. Looked gray, greeny. It was in the dark, but it looked slimy, and it was huge. Like look at my hands. Like it was like this big.
Yeah.
And it just pushed up with arms. It just went, and it went just boom down into the water. But there are no frog that big exists in the world.
Have you
let
heard
alone
of
here?
Plat eyes?
I'm gonna Google it. You're gonna freak me out, aren't you?
Plat eyes are something that PLAT. Sometimes they're called plate eyes. Sightings of them are really common in the American South, and they were actually talked about a lot by slaves, and like their descendants, like seeing these things in the American South. But they were always animals that were a little bit too big and had massive eyes. Like, their eyes were always like the size of plates. That's why they started calling them plate eyes.
It shook me because they were completely black and they were slanted, and it looked almost like a typical, think of like the big creepy alien head. You know what I mean? When you think of alien, it almost looked like that, but like frog body, and it just lifted and went down, and but it was real. Like I will die on that hill that I saw this animal, and I got home and we spent days. You're getting kind of close.
Okay.
But no, it was just like big face, huge face, big eyes. And it just went away. And I was like, if I ever run into that on a walk, that is Chris, you're getting closer to the vibe. What the hell is that?
So weird, dude. I just looked up what Caitlin was talking about.
Yeah, I
interesting.
Like that.
That's interesting. I'll have to look into that because I've never heard of that. Interesting.
Freaky. Yeah, the idea of like seeing an animal. I mean, yeah, that's a lot of skinwalker stories too, right?
Yeah.
It's like an animal that's just wrong enough. It's like something pretending to be an animal.
Yes.
I don't like that.
Exactly. I mean, that's like when I was up at your house and I saw that 8-foot tall horse, but wasn't a horse, that white horse.
Yeah, we have a random road called Critters Lane, and it has like a lot of freaky folklore, and we're down there, and Chris is like, saw a skinwalker, proceeds to run down the road.
Towards it or away?
Away. She was going away for sure. Yes.
Away. We saw it, and then this is before we even started like filming or anything like that. We were just kind of like going down the road, and I was like, oh my God. It was like, I drew it immediately after. I remember. I can't remember. Do I have
it? It was in someone's backyard.
It was too big, but it was completely
it was
white.
like a white horse and a just like a giant timber wolf merged into one, but way too tall. Like it was really weird. I wonder if I have.
I'm so scared. I live in the woods, guys. Why are you doing this to me? Sometimes I hear noises, or like what scares me the most is like we have this one room in my house that has 25 windows. And we'll be sitting there, and one of my dogs will just start barking into the darkness of the window. And I'm just like, what do you see?
I hate that so much. Yeah, 'cause the dogs always know. They always get like the spidey sense that like something bad is around.
This is so. I drew this like in 2 seconds right after, but that's
I remember that.
But it had like hind legs that looked like a horse's legs.
Whoa!
It was so weird. It was so weird. I've actually. It was really scary. I'm never visiting you again.
We talk about just like the boreal forest in general in Canada there's so much weird stuff. That's where all the Wendigos live.
Yeah, up where I live, or up where I used to live, up in the West Coast. Yeah, a lot of those stories. The forests are really really scary. There's like multiple times where I saw bears and I thought they were like something else, but I don't know. And then
Walking around
my
like a man.
husband's from Appalachia, like in Appalachia, like in the mountains, and he has really weird stories. And he's a skeptic. Like he loves that stuff, but he's also just like, I don't believe in all that stuff. But there was like one time when he was hunting with his dad, and like it's a forest, it's a giant forest. You hear bugs and birds and all this stuff all the time, and then it just went like quiet for a crazy amount of time.
And you leave, right? When that happens, you're supposed to leave.
But he was like, I've never been so scared. I was like, oh my God. And his dad has stories and stuff too. But
I will never forget.
crazy.
I didn't know all the lore of those mountains, and I used to drive to West Virginia every year, and it'd be middle of the night, and I just pull over in the middle of the forest to take a pee off the side of the car. And I remember I was just sitting on my like the roll down things, and I'm peeing, and I just heard someone go, and I'm like, black, middle of nowhere. I'm like, I'm gonna leave. And then I learned more about that, and I used to listen to spooky stories while driving through them.
You psycho.
You're so brave. Someone just sent me a picture, like an old infographic of, I guess when it was Pangea and all the continents were together, like the Appalachian Mountains are part of the same mountain range that the Scottish Highlands are part of.
Yeah.
And that also, there's like so many scary stories of stuff in there. And then those connect down to like this one mountain range in Africa. And there's like the lore that comes from there is also really similar. And
now that I've moved to Texas, because I've been to a few countries in Africa as well, but it's so similar, like in terms of fauna and like the trees and all that kind of stuff. But it's because it was connected at one point. And I'm like, oh yeah, right. So that's
like kind of a running joke that my husband and I have. Like every time we go anywhere in the world, I'm like, this kind of looks like Massachusetts.
Yeah,
because like so many places just do. Like we went to France, and I'm like, all the shrubbery is the same as Massachusetts. I feel like I'm just outside of Boston right now.
Yeah.
The more I travel, the more I'm like, I don't really need to go to many places. It's all kind of the same.
It's all Massachusetts. It's just it's all Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Selena, what is it?
Massachusetts.
She can't say it.
I can't say it. Massachusetts?
Massachusetts.
Say it.
She said massive two shits one time.
They tear me apart.
Poor thing. Poor thing can't say words that well sometimes.
It's okay. It's a big one.
Here,
There's a lot of repeating
Watch
words.
me not say words now with this Reddit story.
Yeah, we'll read one more and then we can do a bedtime story. Do you have time?
Have some.
Because
do you have time?
Okay.
I have all the time in the world.
I got a knock in the door. Wow. I got a knock on the door in the middle of the night, staying at a cabin in the woods. True story. And this is coming from Creepy Encounters from Painfully Aware Gay Man.
I
love that name.
Adore that name. Okay, cool. Love it.
34 male. A few years ago, I had an extremely stressful week at work, so I decided to book a cabin or Airbnb very last minute for the same night on a Friday. Me and the dog packed up and drove there about an hour and a half away. I stopped on the way, got a bottle of wine in a town about 20 minutes from the cabin. Then I went and got food from a restaurant 1 minute down the road. It was very small town vibes. I got to the cabin around 7:45, just enough light to start a fire, which I did. The cabin was down a gravel road that was about a 5-minute drive from the main road. It was a pretty secluded feeling. Even though, in comparison to some actually secluded spots, it was only 20 minutes from a gas station. There was no cell service near the cabin. I stopped a minute down the road, and I didn't mind that because it was nice to decompress. The reviews of the place were all great. It had electricity, a clean, updated bathroom, microwave, and fridge. Nothing fancy, but clean. It had a nice front porch to sit on. There were windows on every wall of the building to see out in the woods around it. The driveway came up from the backside of the cabin and stopped completely along the right. We sat around the fire until about 11:30, so I put it out and I went inside to bed with the dog, and I go inside in bed with the dog just putzing on my phone. The dog keeps becoming alert to noises outside, but I took it as if the woods were just doing their thing. About 45 minutes into laying in bed, I heard a light knock at the door. To say I was terrified was an understatement. My heart dropped to my gut. I didn't answer, and I heard a light knock again about 30 seconds later. Now I was wondering if something was wrong with the Airbnb because there was no cell service. The owner couldn't get to me. Did I notice the place was on fire? I don't know. In this scenario, all sorts of things run through your head fast. The door was solid and locked, but there was a window to the right of it and on the porch. I turned on the porch light and peeked my head through the window. A guy was standing there. He didn't seem scary necessarily. He might have been drunk, but he wasn't smashing down the door screaming. He immediately saw me. The windows were like mad old and shitty, so I could tell that he would be able to hear me even though the door was closed. I said, "What do you want?" And he notioned his head towards the door to come into the cabin. I said, "Why?" With an attitude now, because who the hell is this? He says, "For Smex." Now in my mind, I said, "What?" I told him this is highly inappropriate of him and to just leave right now. I have a GPS cell phone and I will call the police immediately. I didn't have a GPS phone, but I'd always been a fast thinker. I hoped that it would scare him off. He quickly turned around and left off the porch. The cabin was one room. I quickly laid back down on the bed, heart pounding. I didn't know if he was going to go get a gun, something to break in with. Directly across the bed from me was a window that looks onto the driveway. I can see the running lights that turn on when your car doesn't have the lights actually on, and I could see them backing up. I laid in bed for fear for about 3 to 4 minutes, honestly thinking of stuff that I had to use as a weapon. It was COVID time, so I had rubbing alcohol and a lighter right there on my bedside table.
Perfect.
My plan was that if he got in somehow, to light him on fire. I got up after a few minutes and went and pushed a dresser and a chair in front of the door. The cabin was elevated, so I wasn't terribly worried about the windows except for the one on the porch. I laid back down, lights off, terrified, and wide awake until the sun came up. He never came back. I packed up and left as soon as it was bright enough. I messaged Airbnb host as soon as I got cell service, and they said that nothing like that had ever happened, and they offered to help me file a police report. I didn't because I lived far away and thought it was a weird thing. So now they have some questions here. Questions to this day for me are, how did he know I was there? All I can think is that he followed me from the small town that I had stopped in 20 minutes away. I'm a gay man. I'm not necessarily feminine presenting, but if you have the eye, you can tell. I'm assuming the locals must know there's an Airbnb there too.
He's just walking around like this.
Hi. How did he manage to get into his car? It looked like truck headlights down the road quietly with no lights on. Did he push it the last bit of the way? Did I not really notice the running lights? It was pretty quiet except for woodland noises. I didn't hear anyone pull up or walk up.
Interesting.
And
he wanted sex.
He wanted freaky time. I'm wondering if maybe that's a cabin that is familiar with maybe a group of people that do that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's the first
maybe
thing
it's
right
like
here.
the regular meetup, and it was just
I
like
wonder,
he didn't get the
because
memo.
this happened to my friend where she is obsessed with pineapples. She loves pineapples.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it a pineapple cabin?
Chris,
She
remember?
had no idea. So she has like pineapple imagery in her house and on the front of her door. And so and people have propositioned her because of that.
Oh my God.
Yes, so does my husband's grandma. She loves
no.
pineapples too, and I just told her
Grandma,
this last
no.
week. And I told her, she's like, I got this beautiful pineapple pot that I put outside, and I was just like, okay. I was like, just know that right. That means swingers now.
And she's like, Chris, I know. What do you think I get these
She's
for?
like, I didn't realize. But she said an upside down pineapple.
Yeah, upside down. It's the real
Man.
one.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah.
regardless, they didn't know that because I told her and Grandpa, and they were like, what?
Well, I was in a grocery store once and there was a guy pushing a cart around. He had an upside down pineapple, like where the baby goes. And I remember being in the store for like half an hour and I kept going past him and he never had anything else in his cart except for an upside down pineapple. So I think they were doing that. But Chris and I went for a ghost hunt at the Old Angel Inn, and they had someone come in, like an interior decorator, decorate the whole place. Every room had pineapples on it. The front desk had pineapples on it. And I was just like, I don't think they know, but it's
I
about
don't
to
think they
happen.
know.
There's
Yeah.
signs everywhere for those who are
Yeah.
proud to see them.
We show up, we're like, well, We saw the pineapples. Like,
Yeah.
it's
First
really
comment.
weird.
The first comment here goes along the thing. It says, it's an Airbnb. Could he have met other people there in the past for hookups? And then there's people in here that are like think about it. If you're an Airbnb owner, that's where a lot of people shoot stuff. Everyone's making content nowadays. So I think that like Airbnbs are known for that. So it was probably someone just had someone hook up there and they thought maybe they lived there or something.
Maybe. Yeah. It's weird that they didn't hear them and all that stuff. But I mean, if you're not really listening for it or looking for it, I don't know.
I know.
Could
I
be
do
that he
worry
just
that
didn't hear it.
they spotted him before. And
Yeah.
Followed him out.
maybe, because like maybe they assumed that they would be down for something.
Yeah.
Like they just saw him and made some assumptions. Or like, I don't know.
Maybe.
I would be nervous though that even if it was like, hey, this is like the Airbnb where everyone comes to hook up. This is the swingers Airbnb, whatever.
Yeah.
That if you're like, because he said he was maybe drunk. Like if you're drunk and the person says no, then you feel maybe like entitled to something. And so then you go
It's
get
still so
a weapon
scary.
or
Yeah. Or
try to force
rubbing
your
up
way
the wall.
in. Yeah.
I can't imagine just like, she's not going on.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be a bad way to try to hurt someone. A little
Yeah.
scary.
Yes. And you'd also burn down the Airbnb in the process, I
Yeah,
imagine.
true.
That's
That's terrible. Terrible. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Damn. I feel like it's still really scary. Any sort of intruder, any sort of person
Middle
almost
of
scares
nowhere.
me more than
People
any
so
sort
much
of
scarier.
cryptid and stuff.
I totally
Mhm.
agree. Yeah, what are you
Yeah.
supposed to do if you're in a situation like that? Like, okay, someone came to the door, they're maybe
Yeah.
propositioning me, they left. I don't know if they're going to go get something and try to come back in or whatever.
Right?
Like, are you supposed
Yeah.
to just kind of wait it out and see if they come back? Are you supposed to leave? I never know.
I don't know. Yeah, because like could they be waiting outside a little further down the road?
Yes,
If you
exactly,
do leave, like I would want to
Yes.
stay in the house,
Climb a tree.
call the cops or something, or I don't. But he had no cell service. Did he say?
No cell service.
Of course, classic.
You'd think
you
they have a
can't
landline
necessarily,
or
like,
something
just
in there.
Call the cops on like a person who came to your door and wasn't threatening you. You
Yeah.
know?
Exactly.
And they left when you said leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. The cops really probably, if you're in LA, the cops are definitely not going to come for that.
No, they're like
They're
too
not going to come here
far.
for that either.
5 minutes away. That's going to be 50 minutes. No, not going to do
They're like,
that.
we have people being stabbed.
Yeah, like
we have
on
a
the
lot of
reg.
stuff to do.
Yeah.
Oh
Fair
my
enough.
gosh.
Shit.
Well, guys, that
All
takes
right.
us to the final segment of our show where we tell you guys a quick little bedtime story.
Yes, we have 3 people now. The way this works, we just say a sentence each. We go down the line and try to make a story that makes some sort of sense. If it doesn't, that's fine too. But we
Yep.
kind of just come to a natural conclusion usually.
Let
And
Kaylin
there's
start.
no necessary theme. Yeah, you can start. You can start it. You can't. Rules are though, you can't start with Once Upon a Time. That's a
I
cheat.
literally, that was in my head. I was
Nope.
like, once upon a time.
Can't do that.
Okay. So
We'll go you, Selena, then me.
there once was a cabin at the end of a dirt road.
And this cabin was very popular among young renters for weekend fun.
Katie thought it would be fun to get away for the weekend because she had a book to write, so she wanted to go somewhere to focus on it. So she went to this cabin.
But that night, when she had her laptop out and she was writing more pages of her story, she heard a knock at the door.
It rapped 3 times. Choo, choo, choo. And then she saw a piece of paper had been slid underneath the door.
It wasn't an envelope, but it was just one piece of paper folded up in half. So she looked at it and she picked it up and then she opened it. And it was written in cutout magazine letters. And it said,
Schmecks? Question mark?
She quickly folded it back up and shoved it back under the door to the person waiting on the other side.
Now, she didn't see this person, so she went to the window to look out. And what she did see wasn't actually a person, or not quite a person.
It was a frog, but it was too big to be a frog, and it had really big eyes.
The frog had its arm behind its back, and it pulled out something yellow and green. It held up a pineapple.
It slowly turned to the window that Katie was looking through. And
Ribbit.
I was just going to say, and said, do that again, that was really good.
Ribbit. Rub it.
That's what I wanted. You read my mind. You did take Kaylin's, but we're gonna, you know what? That's a good wrap up right there. Rub it.
That was
There,
beautiful.
it's good. It's
That was
good.
beautiful. Stunning. Stunning.
Beautiful story.
Stunning.
Thank you for
Stunning.
that. Well, shit. No, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for
and,
coming on.
Dealing with all our technical difficulties and all of our
Guys, this was so fun. Truly.
Yeah,
this
no, it
was
was
so
really
fun.
fun. Yeah,
Thank
it
you.
was
really
Tell
blast.
us where everyone can find you. We're also going to
Yes.
link
Yeah, well,
everything down
yeah.
below.
Yeah.
Everyone can find me deep in the caves of Appalachia
Yeah.
or on socials at Heart Starts Pounding, wherever you get your podcasts, also on YouTube. Check it out. We have a lot of spooky, scary episodes. We have a great collab that we all did together, which is
Yes.
so fun. Lots of spooky stories in that as well if you want more. But yeah, that's where you can find me.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, thank you for coming on, and I'm sure we'll have you on again soon.
And all you guys,
for
go to
having
bed.
me.
Go to
Yeah.
sleep.
Go to bed.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep, guys.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.